Coming up next on Your World.
Today's guest struggles with sex addiction since he was a small child, and he has thought about it and dreamed about it and eventually realized that if he didn't change, he would never find the right woman who is meant for him.
That was part of the day. You're gonna try to find, as they say, something to smash. You know, you wake up, you go make some money. If you make some money, you get fresh, you got your car clean, you try to get something to smash.
So smash means having sex.
Yes, smash, yeah.
You found yourself involved in witchcraft.
Woo.
How did that happen?
I started getting involved with people and they want to go do the chakras, start doing Western meditation and white magic, dark magic.
There is a whole community in witchcraft.
You don't want to miss this.
Changing one life, time after time. Oh Lord, we do it all for you.
Through the trials I see, I'll always believe a new life starts with me. Oh, change your world today. Change is gonna come your way. Change and get an understanding. His grace will transform you.
Welcome back. Would you please welcome Brandon Bentley to Your World today?
How you doing, Mr. Doc?
God bless you, man. We are going to come together today and the audience, and we're going to
Okay.
create an instrument,
Okay.
and we're going to use an instrument to help people who, in some
I love
cases,
it.
they wouldn't even get help.
Yeah.
But because of your courage
Yes.
and your boldness
Yes.
to come and share your story,
Thank you.
I think God's going to use it to help a lot of people. So, man, I really, really appreciate that.
I appreciate you, Dr. Dollar. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
You're great inspiration to me. I've been watching for years, and I know I'm a little pre-advanced, but I remember one sermon you said in particular, ask a lot of questions,
Ask a lot of questions.
especially when dating. So that's where I am now. So
Well, we're going to do some things I think will be a blessing to people. And so let's start off with this. This is called Your World.
of course,
And so we're going to come into your world
okay.
and
on
allow
in the Bentley world.
Yeah, come into the Bentley world.
Okay.
It's not the Volkswagen world, but the Bentley world,
Bentley.
you know.
And make sure your car is clean.
Yeah, and make sure your car clean.
Okay.
So let's go back. Talk to us about your upbringing.
Well, it was kind of weird in a sense. As a kid, I didn't really understand what was going on. My grandma took us to church. I mean, we was with her all day and night, and we was at church day and night. Small little story. So it was a holy church. Everything was holy. Everything was a little bit more, strict, just to be straightforward. Now, my mom, she worked. She was a working class mother. She didn't have an education, so she did Wendy's and different jobs like that. Now, my father, he was there. He was on drugs. Just to be honest, at that time, he was on crack. But he was functional. Smoked a little weed, did a little coke here and there from time to time, but he was very functional. But that was like the upbringing. I had my brothers, my younger brothers, I had my twin cousins, and we kind of raised each other. We played with each other. We did a lot of different things. So we had God. God was there from my grandmother, through my grandmother praying and taking us to church. And I'm be honest, truthfully, we didn't like it because we felt like, man, we had church every day of the week.
But you had to go in order to do some other stuff,
Yeah.
right? That's how it came. In my household, if you want to go out and play,
Yep.
you got to go to church.
Yep.
And if you couldn't go to church, then you can't go play.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
what was it that actually lured you into pornography at an early age? Can you nail that down? Because
I can give it a nail on the head. And you know what's so sad about it? I love my father, I forgive my father, but my father had me watching porn when I was 8. And it was kind of like, you go from watching that at 8, your mind is just really messed up.
at 8
So-
years old, yeah.
From 8 to 13, he brought in the movies, and then he brought in everything. And to him, from what I was told, he thought exposing me to porn would make me more so as a man than, forgive me for those who I may offend, but then homosexual, straightforward.
So maybe his fear of his sons being homosexual, he thought it was the right thing to do to say, well, I'm going to expose them to pornography so that won't be possible.
Well, I could only assume because we haven't had that conversation to today, but I think it was some of the drugs.
Yeah.
And then, this is my boy, this is my man, but he didn't treat me like that. I mean, it was very negative. It was a lot of verbal abuse. You ain't gonna do this, you can't do that, you ain't smart enough. And then the porn, that was our happy place.
Yeah.
It was the only place where he was like, look at this, son. Look what I got. Look what we're doing.
Now that's going to be so important, those of you who are watching and the audience here, to remember what he just said, that growing up between 8 and 13, watching pornography was the happy place.
Yeah.
What's the relationship like now between you and your father?
You know, it's sad to say many years later, I done called him, I done told him I forgave him. I get a little bottled up about it because I done had a lot of things happen in my life, good and bad.
Yeah.
And some stuff he haven't experienced. So from what I'm hearing now from family telling me, he's embarrassed because everything he said didn't take fruition.
Yeah. What happens sometime in the lives of men, manhood is replaced with shame.
Yeah.
And a lot of time when shame comes in and replaces real manhood, some men just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so they do the little flight thing where they just would rather leave and not deal with it than to deal with it because of that shame issue. What were the circumstances behind you not finishing school? Was it college, high school? What happened there?
You know, again, I must tell you this. I've been waiting for this day to tell my story because I feel like you said, a lot of people going to hear this and it's going to really help.
Yeah.
I met a young woman in high school. I was a senior in high school. I transferred from a different school, basically McEachern to Osborne, which is half credits to whole credits, if y'all understand how that works. So I wasn't on track, per se. So my senior year, I met a girl, she was attracted, and she said, you know, you looking good, you know, you're doing your thing. I was working, washing cars, making money, so I could dress myself, I can afford myself. We started dating. She told me she was pregnant. I'm gonna be a better man than my father. I'm gonna be there in my kid's life. I said, I'm gonna do car washing full time. And, you know, I went through a lot of, in that short period of time, I went through a lot of things because she was messing with the other guys. I was the good guy. The other guy, he was a pimp, a real live pimp. He was pimping women. He got her pregnant, but I had no knowledge. I just wanted love, or whatever form of love I received. I wanted somebody to receive the love I had to offer. Not just only, I'm saying from a woman perspective, not just the sex, but just more so like the unity, because I'm an ambitious man. So, man, I couldn't finish high school. And you know, the most sad part about it is 9 years later, I found out the kid wasn't even mine.
So did you have a DNA test?
Oh, yeah.
So what was it that kind of helped that decision?
Well, on one hand, and my story is aligned with the car wash, because the car wash has been more so a therapy for me, because I'm allowed to service others, I'm allowed to, you know, have other people's property, take the dirt out of their lives, see their dirty secrets, see their shame. So to answer your question, it was more so that kind of gave me a bridge to be normal. But then on the other hand, I mean, she was a very sexual person, obviously, because I wasn't more than enough for her. But it was feeding my urge of want to have sex because of the porn. And then on top of that, you know, now we got kids, so to speak, kids. And now I want to be a father for her, but I want to marry her, but, you know, her foot is in many other doors,
So you felt like maybe I need to go and check and see if this is my kid because of all what was going on?
Well, actually, I was on, with the car wash, I was on the news, it aired on Channel 2, and a week later, she filed for a DNA test. So then they came looking for me, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna just strictly pay child support because I never felt comfortable that this was my child. So I asked for a DNA test. I ain't heard from him since. So we had one child, which was my oldest son, he's 15. But then the other girl that's older than her, 16, she vanished, they vanished. Still got my name, still, out there. I still talk to my son, but it's only through Instagram. But she's ashamed to talk to me and say, I'm sorry that I put you, she's just ashamed of the whole thing. So, I always say I just want to tell my story because it's a lot of men that are going through women. I mean, not to put women on the bus, I can understand people don't understand who they're dealing with, but you had sex with me, you having sex with him, now you blaming him, and then it's him, and then it's drama, and then everybody's messed up.
And then you're in the middle of all this. What a lot of men won't do is to be straight up with the brokenness they experience with all of that going on.
Yeah.
And the fact that you open, I'm wanting to love, I'm willing to love the best way I know how.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna, get that back from you, and all this comes up, and not to blame her or anybody for it, but I'm talking about there's a brokenness that's experienced that sometimes we fail to deal with.
Yeah.
And we just kind of go on like nothing didn't happen. It's kind of that old thing about, well, I'm gonna be all right. It's that thing of, no, it didn't mess with me, and it tore you to pieces.
I ain't gonna lie to you,
It messed with you on the inside, right?
I felt like I was broken, swept under the rug.
Yeah.
When I found out it wasn't even mine, deal with it. Yeah. And then dealing with the courts, I was already paying child support for the child that wasn't mine, then paying child support for the child that is mine. Yeah. Now our relationship is tarnished because she's ashamed. She don't want to talk to me. To this day, she said, oh, the DNA test is a lie, and I'm lying, and this is my child, and I need to take care of it to this day.
So when was the point that you began to realize that you had a sex addiction?
Well,
and the reason why I ask that question, because there are people who are addicted to sex, but they've never come to the point of realizing that they are now involved in something I call the disease of addiction.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you are afraid to admit and to locate yourself, you're stuck.
Well,
so what was the point where you realized that you had sex?
I'll just say this: I'm gonna be open and honest.
Sure.
And
it's your world, man.
Yeah. But I just don't. From this day, I don't want you to look at me like, oh, Bentley, you a freak.
No.
You know what I'm saying, Bentley? You freaked out.
No.
But
brother, let me tell you something. I want you to understand. We are not here to judge. We believe that everybody in the house got an issue.
Well, hey.
But you are bold enough and courageous enough to share your issue and to use it as a ministry to help people who are watching this broadcast who have the very same issue.
Yeah.
So somebody got to talk about it.
Well, what I'm about to say may ruffle some ears. I think we were, and I say we because of course now I got a group of friends, so everybody got sex issues. So all the guys, you know what I'm saying, we were competitive having sex, folks. And what I mean competitive is, guess what? This guy got 5 bodies today, we got to beat his count, okay? And this is when I was growing up. This is no, when I say growing up, I'm adult. There's no adults there to say, hey, you need to do this. There's no teacher there. I'm learning on my own. So I got to a point where I wanted to be more competitive. We would have sex with people, and I say we because everybody knew somebody who would have sex with multiple people. Or what we call one-on-one. We would have one-on-one. It didn't matter. It was just like we want to test our manhood, our stamina.
It was competitive.
Yeah, it was a sport.
Like a contest.
Yes.
Okay.
And group of friends, everybody, hey, I got my solo tonight. Okay, well that's cool.
Mm-hmm. So at that time, you viewed women basically as sexual objects in a contest. Not
necessarily. It was more so that these women were the same type. These women, they like to have sex too. So it was like everybody did the same thing. Everybody had sex. I mean, obviously, nobody was looking for a relationship, and those women who were 300 pounds, and I'm just being honest because that was
I want you to be honest.
That was a conversation like, man, how could you? It's like, man, listen, they say homemonger, but we was out there just literally anybody who wanted to come, you can come. and we'll have sex, but it wasn't like open to everybody, but it was more so like we were young, we looking for the young girls, we riding in clean cars, and we wanted, have some fun.
And was this amongst people you knew, your friends, as far as you guys got together and decided this is what we're going to do?
I'll bring it back even a little further. I don't know if y'all been in Atlanta a lot, but Metropolitan. Everybody used to ride down there on the strip. I don't know if y'all remember Metropolitan. Look at that brother there. You need to be up in next.
Metro who?
Metropolitan.
Metro Park?
Paulden.
I don't.
In Atlanta. The strip.
Was that Old Stewart Avenue?
Yeah.
Oh, Stewart Avenue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Stewart Avenue. Everybody knew about Stewart Avenue.
Well,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they changed the name from Stewart Avenue to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody know about Stewart Avenue.
So
if you're from Atlanta, you know about Stewart Avenue.
Some people don't.
Yeah.
Well,
What they do now.
Hey, you could go get what you want like it was chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the times, we'll be scared, but somebody would be bold enough to say, I'm about to hit one. But we was going down there getting hand job, blow job, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was all through the years, and we building up. So then we start trains. We run trains,
And what you mean by train is have multiple people having sex with one person?
First and foremost, we got a little scare tactic because a lot of high school students probably remember people were getting locked up. Mm-hmm. So we were all kids, everybody kids, but it was just some women were older, some were younger, but we would try to be a little bit cautious on that end. But
this is like so real.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like about this show, I mean, it's a show this is real. This is stuff that's happening in the world today, and we use this show as a platform to uncover a lot of things that happen, and believe God for bold people like yourself to come in with courage to share it.
Brother, I appreciate you.
Well, here's the deal. Was that when did you like sit back one day and just kind of and just realize, man, I'm addicted to this?
Well, it was kind of like, I didn't realize until it was like the effects from it, but it's kind of like you wake up, you're gonna make some money. At that time we call it hustling. I wasn't truly washing cars independently, I was working for somebody. So I was hustling. That was part of the day, you know what I'm saying? And in the day you're gonna try to find, as they say, something to smash. So it was part of the day. You wake up, you go make some money. If you make some money, you get fresh, you got your car clean, you try to get something to smash. And if that wasn't your objective for the day,
so smash means having sex.
Yes.
Right? I'm just trying to keep up with the terms.
It's all good. Smash, yeah.
And so you're saying the effects of it cause you to realize.
Well, then, now I start, when I thought I was like good, or as they say, Gucci in the home, I got my own girl.
Okay, so stop. Gucci in the home.
Yeah.
I was doing good with Smash, and then you showed up with Gucci in the home, and we just got to pause because I don't know what you're talking about.
Gucci, brother.
Gucci in the home.
Gucci, good. We're good.
Good? You're good.
Yeah, we were Gucci. I thought.
We're good.
I thought we were
You
Gucci.
thought you were good.
Yeah, I thought we were good.
Gucci in the home.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to your return in the dating scene.
Yeah.
Okay? And, you got to remember there's a lot of hurt and brokenness there from trying to establish a relationship.
Of course.
And then we start the situation you just described. And now we go back into the dating scene. How did you view women at that point when you returned back into the dating scene?
Well, it wasn't per se sex. I mean, it's always, I want the baddest. I wanted to, I view women as beautiful. I do have a daughter, I'm a father. So I viewed it as that, but it's just the sex was a part of the ingredient of us dating. But it wasn't the main focus because, of course, you gotta function, you gotta make money, you gotta do that. But then when I was with her, it was the main thing, but I still was able to pay bills, I still was able to do certain functions, but I couldn't function completely with her. Like, she wouldn't share her intimate thoughts with me. She wouldn't tell me, she would lie about everything. I mean, she was cheating the whole time on me. So
wow. You said something so important because relationship without intimacy
Yeah.
is a fake relationship.
Of course.
You
Of
follow
course.
what I'm saying? Because if
course.
someone's not willing to let you in,
Of course.
then the only thing you have access to is what's on the outside.
All surface. It was
Yeah.
all surface.
So let me ask you a very bold question, because I want everybody to get a hold of this addiction aspect of it.
Yeah.
How often were you having sex?
Well, compared to then, it could have been a couple times a day. But compared to then and now, it's been a couple times a day. Now it's a little different because I've been more exposed in the public eye. So I try to be cautious where my name is, what I'm doing, who I'm doing it with. Because, well, just recently, even last year, I got a Guinness World Record, washing 100 cars by myself. So a lot of people will see me, they see me on TV or they hear about it. And just in my past, I'm not trying to fall in those traps of repeating my mistakes of having sex with somebody, because I also got 3 kids.
Yeah.
So
You had something really interesting that I'm really anxious to hear this answer. You found yourself involved in witchcraft.
man, listen.
How
folks,
did that happen? Tell us.
you know what? I never thought I would be involved in it. And I didn't even know, I heard about witchcraft, but I never knew what witchcraft was. Like, you would think somebody wearing like a witch hat and stuff like that. But I started getting involved with people and, you know, of course they want to go do the chakras, start doing Western meditation. And then it goes from that to white magic, dark magic. So I started being involved with women, and I mean, this connections all with women and being exposed to, it was spell casting, which kind of led me to going into the path of protection spell, money spells. I mean, on one hand, I want to be super successful. On the other hand, I just want a good woman. So I thought, oh, this woman can get me to that path quicker than the next.
And I know some of you are thinking like, what is he talking about? And there is a whole community
Warlocks.
of people who operate in witchcraft,
Yep.
and they try to cast spells
Everything.
on people to all kinds of stuff. And it's probably more prevalent in other countries, some of the islands, but it's very prevalent here in the United States, but it's just not something that's just not talked about. We did a show way back where we actually had a high priest to come in to really talk about it and how they really try to tear churches up.
I believe at the age of 8, when I was initiated already, I was in the devil's side already. I was being groomed to be a high-ranked devil worshiper, you know, to the point that at the age of 35, I was a general in the kingdom of darkness. I was a general. I can control regions in the spirit realm. I can do stuff in the spirit realm, north, south, east, and west. I would usher project. I would do all these things. I know how to close down neighborhoods. I know how to close down churches that were not operating in the spirit. I know how to take over regions, neighborhoods. I know how to recruit Christians that were lukewarm into the dark side. I know all that stuff. I know
Are
how
y'all
to play.
getting this? You know, I'm sitting here like, whoa. So I know this sounds very interesting, but we went from verbal abuse
Yep.
in the
That was
home,
first. Yep.
abandonment.
Yep.
We went for pornography, and then from pornography, we went for looking for love.
Yeah.
We were now hungry for basic human needs, trying to find it. We went from that and found that, well, you know what? I'm gonna try to find something that imitates love. And I got mixed up into sex addiction. And then from sex addiction into witchcraft. And you see how each one of those are supporting the other. And it is the enemy that's trying to really kill, steal, and destroy.
Yep.
When we come back, we need to find out if you think you're ever gonna be able to find the woman for you. I'll see you next time right here on Your World.
Next week on Your World.
Please welcome Christian sex therapist, Dr. Natasha Lamar. What do you think about his view of women?
I definitely think that you need some support. I definitely think that you need to be in therapy. I think that you need an assessment. Do you
Absolutely
fight
not.
the urge? Okay.
I can agree, but in some sequence I disagree. It's just the new me, because sex was my motivation.
When you say new me, are we talking
I
about
feel like I'm a woman. I'm a man in a woman body. I want to talk to you, ladies. Let me know what's going on.
Say that all over again. Wait a minute. I had to pause. I started using my finger like, yeah.
You don't want to miss this. Do you feel empty or unfulfilled? That emptiness can easily turn into fear, shame, guilt, or even addictive behavior. And if you're looking for answers anywhere other than Jesus, then you're looking in the wrong place. It's time to stop struggling on your own. Dr. Creflo Dollar has put together a collection of 3 resources to help. First, you'll receive the 4-CD series, How to Experience Real Life Transformation. We sometimes make the mistake of trying to live right without believing right. Jesus is grace. He is the truth that can bring you real transformation into every aspect of your life. Next, you will also get the 101 Dating CD. Navigating dating and relationships as a Christian can be overwhelming, especially with so many ungodly influences bombarding our thinking today. However, by making God's Word the standard, single people or even married couples can avoid the traps and pitfalls that come with making bad decisions in relationships. In this message, you will learn how to identify Mr. or Ms. Right and recognize any possible hindrances to finding or keeping your God-ordained mate. But that's not all. You'll also get the full unedited DVD of today's program, Unfulfilled, in its entirety. You only saw a small part of Creflo Dollar's 2-part interview with Brandon Bentley and Christian sex therapist Natasha Lamar. Now, watch the entire interview, yours today as part of this complete collection. So, that's the 4-CD series, How to Experience Real Life Transformation, and the 101 Dating CD for singles and married couples, and the uncut 2-part interview, all for your tax-deductible donation of only $35 or more. It's time to let your life be transformed. Call now to learn how to rise above your challenges and live in complete wholeness and fulfillment right now. On Your World, you hear real stories from real people. Each guest receives a reminder of God's plan for good in their lives with the Grace Certificate. Today, you can receive your very own Grace Certificate. This certificate is an inspiring reminder that you are the righteousness of God. Simply go to yourworldwithcreflo.com now or text GRACE to 51555 and download your own certificate in minutes. You've seen the show. Now come and be a part of it. Join Dr. Dollar and guests as they explore the issues of life, love, and personal growth.
The show was designed to provide hope so that people could understand the grace of God and His unmerited, undeserved favor to make the difference in your life.
For free tickets to be a part of our studio audience, email yourworld@worldchangers.org or online at yourworldwithcreflo.com. Your love and financial support makes it possible to bring this message into millions of homes all across the globe.